Hey guys, what's up? JK with Elevated Recovery here, and today we're going to talk about the link between porn and depression. Now, there are many reasons why men get addicted to porn. One fact that I've noticed is that many men use pornography to medicate pain which they are experiencing. Sometimes you might face difficulties with intimacy or getting attached to others, and pornography becomes a way, although an unhealthy way, to fill the void that's left when you avoid intimacy. Now, growing up, you may have experienced a lot of anxiety as a child, and maybe porn became a fantasy world that you could escape to in order to avoid your anxieties. So in my case, for instance, due to poverty and lack of job opportunities in the community that I grew up in, my mother left my siblings and I at an early age to work for a few years in a city that had more job opportunities and paid better. Now, my father worked all day and really couldn't afford to hire someone on a regular basis to watch us while he was gone. So we became latchkey kids, which are children who are left home unsupervised by adults for most of the day, usually when they get back from school. As the oldest child, it was my responsibility to take care of my younger siblings, who were almost toddlers at this time. Now, we didn't live in like the safest neighborhood or anything like that. So of course, the stress of trying to live up to my responsibility as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and take care of my siblings, and the sudden departure of my mother, leaving no real nurturing presence in my life, gradually turned into this lingering anxiety for me. Now, when I discovered pornography a few years later, it quickly became a welcome escape from all the pressures of my young life. Some porn addicts use porn out of depression without realizing it. As a teenager, you may have felt unfulfilled, unpopular, inferior, or maybe even inadequate. Now, while you are in your fantasy world, while you're using porn, while you're edging and masturbating, all these feelings disappear in those dopamine-chasing moments. Now, unfortunately, once you climax, they return once again. Now, some men and women, they escalate from porn to sex when porn isn't enough, and they find that maybe for a longer period of time, or maybe because they are spending time with another person, they can escape their negative feelings in a different way. When you orgasm, your brain releases endorphins. Now, on a neurobiological level, this gives you a high, which is comparable to the high of many illegal drugs. What this high does is that it gives you temporary relief from your depression, which makes porn and sex, of course, very attractive to a person who's already depressed. Compulsively masturbating and having orgasms for years, sometimes multiple times a day, desensitizes you. So your brain chemistry is altered, and when you try to quit, you quite naturally experience withdrawal symptoms. Depression is frequently one of these withdrawal symptoms. And in the age of Tinder, Bumble, and other dating apps, it's not unusual to find men and women who have sex with multiple partners in a day. You know, just last month, I received an email from a lady who had a compulsion to have sex with multiple men from a dating app on a daily basis, like every day. And I've also coached a handful of men who have similar compulsions. Now, on a positive, I know some of you are probably thinking, well, I wish I had that problem. Well, if it's compulsive, you don't want to have it. But on a positive note, healthy sex is a great form of self-care. And when you're mentally healthy, it not only enhances your mental state, but it actually deepens the bond between two people. And with many of my clients, I've noticed that pornography also prevented them from developing honest and fulfilling relationships. Now, your addiction can lead you to develop an intimacy disorder, which involves you maintaining a separate life outside your main relationship. And it might be with porn or sex with someone else. And this way you avoid being vulnerable in your main relationship. And the sad part about it is that an authentic bond with your romantic partner is actually a much more effective tool against depression and anxiety than pornography, masturbation, anonymous sex or hookups, whatever you choose to call it. Now, finally, porn addiction can affect your depression in a more direct way. When your behavior with pornography, the type of pornography you watch, or acting out your porn fantasies in real life go against your personal values and beliefs, you generate a lot of shame. Shame only makes your depression worse. And in some cases, it can actually lead to severe depression. And I've been there myself, in fact, many times. Although I'm free of my porn addiction, I still occasionally have these low moments in my life. And meditation has been very helpful during these times. But I've also designed several tools which I used during my personal recovery. I actually have what I call a depression journal, which is a workbook that I put together a few years ago. It's actually part of this 50-page workbook I developed over the years, which I call Simplify Your Reboot. You can download a free copy of my journal using the link in the description. Now all you need to do is print it out and use it whenever you feel down. The depression journal actually contains a behavior thought log, which regulates different situations, the irrational thoughts that come up as a result of that. It regulates your feelings, your behavior, and how you can change that irrational thought into a rational thought. It also has a daily behavior chart which covers the 15 common daily behaviors of porn addicts. It has a diet journal as well, and a journal to identify any feelings that are kind of numb, that it's kind of tough for you to identify. There's a feelings exercise as well. There's a pain tracker, which you can use to track your emotional and physical pain, which often triggers relapses. There are a ton of self-affirming statements to help you take your feelings from when you're feeling really low to kind of give you a little bit of boost. There's also a self-esteem journal, a sleep journal. There's a weekly schedule because it's very challenging to complete tasks when you're depressed. And this super simple schedule will help you get the most important tasks completed when you're down. So you can download it using the link in the description. And I'd love to know your thoughts. So shoot me an email when you're done using it or when you've started using it, and tell me any ways that you think I could improve on it. Now in my next video, we're going to talk about focus and how you can improve it when you are actually right in the middle of a porn relapse cycle. See, life still has to go on whether you're masturbating 4 days or not, right? So have an awesome day and be happy. If you found this video helpful, guys, subscribe, share it with 3 people. You never know who's going to benefit from it. Have a great day.